Hey, what's up, good people? As you can see, I got stocks with Josh. That'll be that way. It's all reversed. This is Saturday, and we decided to do another video on a ticker symbol HE, Hawaiian Electric. We're going to get into some stories. We're going to do some charting. And on tomorrow, I am going to have a guest from Hawaii on. And a lot of you guys have asked, how can you help out and make sure that your money is going to do what you sent it out to do? So we have answers to all of that. Josh, I tell you what, I want you to open up, say hello to the people, go into the CEO of Hawaiian Electric's comments, and then we'll get into some charting.
Hey, Larry, thank you for having me on the show again today. Yeah, you and I were talking about this yesterday in depth, and there came a little bit of concern that we have a wide audience, between the two of us, and there are people that just get caught into the mode of being too bullish or too bearish. Now, I am excited about tracking this company because it does present some amazing opportunities. We know that when Pacific General out in California had the exact same experience, when they eventually fell 93% from where it started before the fires to after they had been in litigation, there came an opportunity where their stock went up near 500%. Now, that's the bullish case, but we have to take a step back and look at the charts because there was a roller coaster ride before that opportunity veiled itself. And it also took, Larry, over a year, actually over 400 days for the stock to come down eventually below $4, Larry.
Yeah,
Below.
wow. Now
And so
we have to say this also too, that neither Josh nor I can guarantee what's going to happen with your stock. Okay. Now, sometimes if companies file bankruptcy, sometimes the stock goes to worthless. So I have to say that neither Josh nor myself can guarantee what's going to happen to your shares. Now, the CEO has made dual comments. First, a few days ago, he was asking other companies about Chapter 11, bankruptcy protection, and now he came out with another comment saying that no, that's off the table. Continue and take it from there. I just wanted to get that in there because we didn't get it
thank
in
you, Larry.
yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. Well, and you and I were chatting about this yesterday, and one of the things that came up is that okay, the CEO is going to receive the majority of his wealth company for a long time. He is going to have the majority of his wealth, like every other CEO, is going to be found in shares. Now, this guy might, let's say he had a million shares before all of this began, and this stock price was up at around $45. Okay, that means that he would have had something along the lines of $45 million. Now, I'm just kind of throwing this out conceptually. Then this event occurred. He woke up one day and this stock fell all the way to $10. And just now, this don't consider my math, just look at the big picture of what I'm talking about. That, now he's lost almost all of his money. He's got $10 million. He's lost 2/3 of his wealth or greater. We know the stock came down near 70%. Now, then the board of directors, who also received their compensation in shares, they have an emergency meeting and they say, guys, we've got to do something. We need some time to unwind our positions because otherwise we're all going to lose out real big. Now, I am speculating. I have no inside knowledge of this, but it's something that I want you guys to entertain. So after all of this is going on, we know that the CEO has run around beginning to look into filing Chapter 11. We
Yep.
discussed in filing Chapter 11 that the common shares, the ones that are available for you and I to buy, they're the ones they're the ones that essentially can become trash, right?
Right.
So he's running around town trying to figure out how to go through this process of filing Chapter 11, what he needs to know. Then he comes out, and I believe very possibly in an attempt to stop the bleeding and the hemorrhaging of his personal wealth and the personal wealth of the board of directors, it's feasible and logical and possible that he came out and said, guys, this thing, it ain't going to crap. So go ahead, Larry.
Just like First Republic. If you remember First Republic Bank, remember these are the same deals, right? Some guys did calls, guys did, some of you guys did puts, but this is a situation where, and Josh is going to go over the charts. And when he go over the charts, Josh and I was talking on yesterday. I believe that, and he's going to show you resistance. I believe that if it hits resistance and turns around, this time it's going to push below $10 a share. I think it's going below $9 a share, actually, the next time it pushes down. So for those of you that are shorting this stock, I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you to be patient, but I just want to put that on the table that this could happen. There could be a reversal. Josh, I'll tell you what, let's go right into the charts and then we can come back with a little commentary because I don't want this video to be extremely long, okay? Is that good with you, or you want to say something else?
Well, just let me give them a prep on what I'm going to show them in the charts.
There you go.
I'm showing you guys two things. The first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you Pacific Gas and Electric's chart. We're going to review the price action while they went through this same thing, and then we're going to jump over to the Hawaiian Electric chart. So let's get into the charts, Larry.
All right. Okay. As soon as it come up, forgive me for the lag, but it just takes a second. But you can just go right into it. There you go.
So this is Pacific Gas and Electric. We're looking at a time frame from right around the top of here down to around here was well over 400 days. So it took a while for it to come down. When it had its initial big drop and it came down here to around $37, it eventually went sideways for a while, and this was a 30% gain. Now we're in a very similar spot right now where we dropped heavy and we got a 30% gain. And then eventually it never broke into this sell zone right here. And I'm going to show you how that relates to Hawaiian Electric. And eventually it just broke down and had a massive leg down, pushing it ultimately into the teens. And after it had gone through this over the course of a year, after it had gone 90% down, then we got this opportunity when it was at $5 for a 466% run up. And it actually came up and it made a double top. And so there was then eventually that became bearish and it came down even lower than it had before. It was $5 here, but eventually it came down to around around $3, sub $4, and then we got another push up, right? And so this whole thing I just showed you, right here, let's jump over to Hawaiian Electric, okay? So a couple things I want you guys to see. One, we're very early on. We're just in days at this point, but this thing has moved faster. And I think that this is going to present, if you had been shorting it anywhere in this zone, there was really about 400% profit opportunity for shorting it right there, if not more, depending how you played those plays. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit, guys, just so you can see this better. All right, this is what I want you guys to understand and just to see these candles. So let's look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. All right, I just want you guys to understand that this is a sell zone. And so it had that monumental fall down. This was ultimately right around 60% right here. It fell down and it got this zone where it gave us a small initial bounce, right? But then it capitulated and went right through this entire zone, where it again tried to go back above this area where it had found a little bit of support in the middle of this sell zone. And it found resistance, and we got this big giant wick bearish candle right here, okay, the big old wick. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. $15.26 is absolutely a definitive sell zone, right? Now, when it couldn't break above and it gave us this big wick, then we had this big drop down to $10. Now, I'd called out $10 as a buy zone, as an area of support. This entire zone was a buy zone area of support. It bounced and we moved all the way back up to 14. But 14 is sort of the line in the sand, right? It stopped there. Now, if we are lucky enough come Monday or Tuesday for this to push any higher, I'm going to tell you that we're going to get a candle that looks very similar to this red one that was the third day candle here. We're going to just barely touch the sell zone at $15.30, and it's going to show rejection, and then we're likely to come right back to $12 and then cascade to 10. And then Larry is right that we are going to be in the single digits. And I don't, and even though I call out, this is a area where I'm expecting another bounce between $8.50 and $9. And so this is an area where if it slows its free fall, you could take it for maybe another 30, maybe even another 50% pop. But you need to understand that this is going to be just like Pacific General. It's going to be an absolute series of drops that occur over time. Let me get back into that area. Before we go into a more bullish trend, we're nowhere near the place where this thing is going to ultimately end up. And you can see we're going to end up in the 4s and 5s and 3s for this stock. No doubt in my mind, from a perspective of what information and news that we currently have, it doesn't make sense that we wouldn't go down here. The liability that these guys are facing, they can try and try and try, but the lawsuits will never end. And they may be in a situation where they pay out preferred shares, not common shares. And but we're definitely going to be going down here with a series of pops. And so to load up at $14 and go long just really doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not the load zone. Larry?
Yes, I agree with you. And the truth be told, it's it's a thing of patience right now. To me, I think if we're just patient and wait until the series of breakdowns, then you could get in for a longer position when the fire is out. Now, if you are a skilled investor, if you're skilled with options, you could write it down and you can write it up. If you're not skilled, why run the risk? And just like Josh said, I would not be loading up at $14 if it could come down to $8.
Even
Then that's
four. Even four, really.
exactly. It could come down to $4 and you're loading up at 14. So you're just putting yourself at risk. We just want to warn you. It could go either way. Now, even by Monday, there could be new news. You guys know how these news cycles go over the weekends. There's more things that happen. There's more findings. People, they are missing over 1,000 people. Just think about that. They've accounted over 100 people have perished. Unfortunately, let's continue to pray for Lahaina. But over 1,000 people are missing, Josh. So either they fled and went to their neighbors' houses. A lot of them, their houses burned up. So it's not like they could just get on a plane and leave. And as you guys know, unfortunately, some of them had to literally get into the ocean. All right. So we don't know where they are, if the majority of them perished. This is a very, very sad situation. Um, and I'm just going to say this right now, Josh, and we'll wrap this up because I don't want this one to be extremely long. Now, I know some people will say, hey, I don't want to profit off of people's misfortune. We're telling you, well, I'm telling you what I'm doing if you haven't seen yesterday's video. What I'm going to do, if I see a play for me to get in, I did make a little money, and the little money that I made when I checked, actually I said it was $13.90, it was $15.90. I'm sending every dime of that to Hawaii. And I have contacted a church that is taking care of the people's needs. I will be interviewing her here tomorrow. So that will be my inspiration on tomorrow. Okay. But what I'm doing is, me personally, I am donating every dime. If I enter into this play, I am going to donate every dime to the people of Lahaina. And I will make sure that they get every dime of it, because I know someone that is on the ground, that is doing the work. As a matter of fact, here it is right here. and I left a link on yesterday's video. It is Maui Fire Relief Fund, all right, through King's Chapel, the name of this church. And I've been there, all right. These are not strangers. I've been there, and I've been there numerous times, about 5 times. I love Lahaina. I love the people of Lahaina. The people, the place where the fire was the worst is where I eat dinner every night. And so if you really want to do something, hey, I'm taking the Robin Hood approach. And so, yes, me personally, I wouldn't feel good just by, doing this play and keeping all of the money. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that's what I'm doing. Go ahead and have a closing remarks, Josh.
Well, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the I don't know, social or political story that we're dealing with Maui. One, when I was preparing my video, I watched a ton of videos that were beginning to flow out of Hawaii when this was happening, the day of, the day after. And there was also a ton of videos about the governor and his intent to make Maui a smart island.
Yep.
And I'm telling you guys that I went back to make the video that I wanted to make a couple days ago, kind of shedding light on some of the suspicious behavior. And Larry, all of
Poof.
those videos were
Gone.
poof, they were gone,
Yep. Yep.
scrubbed off as if they didn't appear. And all that I could find was videos that were criticizing like a conspiracy theorist, people falsely blaming the governor and those types of things
Yep.
were there were hundreds of those, but I literally kept searching
Yeah.
Smart Island, governor's comments, Hawaiian, conference. All of those things just disappeared. And I was
Yeah.
only able to find them by other people who had captured them and included them in their videos. But the videos themselves had been wiped, right? And they were only part of other people's videos. And so to me, all of this looks like a cover up. And then the saddest thing that I want to discuss is that the people whose homes did not burn down. So there was sort of some folks lost their home, others were spared, but the governor is evicting them anyways. He has sent police out with police orders, and he is knocking on doors and removing people from their homes, pushing them out of the area. And so, this is not right. And he's not allowing the victims who lost their homes to even return and sort through the ash and the rubble, and even just stand there in their home and process what they had survived and what had happened. I mean, it kind of gives me chills even to talk about this, to be honest. Just the experience that people went through. And, there is nothing right or friendly or compassionate or empathetic. And, Larry, you've spent a lot of time in Hawaii, and my family's from Hawaii, and I
Yeah.
could tell 100 stories about the beautiful people of
Oh
Hawaii.
my
I
goodness.
remember being a young man. I remember being 10, 11, 12 years old and dealing with some local Hawaiian people and being in awe at the humility and
Yeah.
the kindness. I
Yeah.
remember being on the plane when I was a young boy, 6 years old. I have memories flying to Hawaii for the first time, and the sweet Hawaiian stewardess on Hawaiian Airlines. And I remember thinking, wow, they're so nice. They're so
Yep.
nice.
Yeah.
And it hurts me. It hurts me,
Yeah.
Larry, to think about these people being the powerful, powerful people swooping in and taking advantage and taking their power away and blocking them from their homes or
Right.
evicting them from their homes. And I'm really grateful that you are, pursuing paths to connect with people in Hawaii that you can give and donate. And that's why we've done this emergency video this morning, is one, to help
Exactly.
people, give them a little bit more insight into the HE play and what could be going on there, the volatility that's yet to come. I want to briefly talk about something in the news story that came out with Hawaiian Electric. They have stopped billing 18,000 residents on the island. And so, just for perspective of the business and the cash flow, if you stop taking payments from 18,000 customers, and you know how expensive electricity is, but you're still providing service because they are still providing service. They're simply not taking payment from 18,000 customers that were affected in that area. You know that there's going to be a ton of reason why this stock needs to free fall all the way down, and it's going to be in the single digits. I personally think that they can't avoid being sub 5. So that's there's two things we wanted to shed light to here, Larry. We wanted to shed light to be careful with this trade. The smarter decision is to go short for a while until this flush outs. We could pop up to $15, $16 Monday or Tuesday, but to me, that would personally be a shorting opportunity. And then give it some time for all the news and all the financial chaos to flush out, and the true intentions of the CEO and his board of directors. Let that flush out as well. We'll find out what their real plans are, because they'll start filing, they'll start lawyering up and doing what they need to do. So we wanted to come out here and we wanted to help people who are looking at this, and even bring some light to what's happening to people in Hawaii. Larry, thank you for letting me be part of that.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Josh. We're here to help the people. Man, I'm just trying to get this mic right. We're here to help the people. Listen, don't listen to what these people tell you. Listen to what they do. Look at what they do. Don't listen to what they say. Look at what they do. Hey, I'm just going to end by saying this. If we could help billionaire politicians to fund them, and they say, hey, send money, we can help millionaire and billionaire politicians, right? And we keep sending them money. I don't care if it's $5 to $7 they're running for these offices. Here's your chance to help America. I'm especially, I want everyone around the world to do something, but especially here in America. This is America, like that song says. This is America. How can we stand back and let these atrocities happen? So you and I are not going to sit back and watch this happen. Oh, we're going to make some noise, right? But meanwhile, we got people that are misplaced, no homes. Some of them literally have the clothes on their back, and some of their clothes on their back were singed in the fire with soot. And some were literally in the ocean. And now just think about this. There are over 100 people recorded that have perished, but over 1,000 people still missing. So I don't care how much money was sent. I can tell you right now, it's not nearly enough. On tomorrow, I will have someone here, and through Zoom, and I'm going to ask you guys to give. We're going to give a link. I know this church. I know what they are doing. There was a big national news story on them because they were housing people in their church and they were giving them the resources, okay? But they're going to need so much more. So here's an opportunity for your money to go directly to the people. I will have her on tomorrow on my Sunday video. Josh, again, thank you for coming on. We just wanted to talk about the stock. But more importantly, we want to shine a light on what's going on. We will not stand back and let this happen. Not on our watch. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks again, Josh. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Check out all the links below, but the top link will be the link if you want to give right away. And then tomorrow, we're going to interview her, and we're going to interview the lady that I talked to. And please join us for that video and share it with your family and friends. Peace. Be blessed.